The world is full of weird happenings throughout history, and today we bring you one of those tales. This week's episode, The Gay Bomb.
So, Johnson, what's this new project you got?
Well, sir, it's this great device.
Uh-huh.
It's called the poof bomb,
Yeah.
right? So it's this...
Wait, poof bomb?
No, poof bomb.
That's what I said.
No, you said poof bomb. It's poof bomb. It's real light, poof bomb.
So it's a bomb, but you want it to be light?
Right. And so we're gonna drop it, right? And it's gonna be so magnificent. It's gonna be glittery and sparkly and wonderful. I mean, just look at it. Look, here. Take a look at it.
We are not in the business of glittery and sparkly. We want blood and guts.
But look how cute it is. And it makes such a great accent piece for your mantle or your foyer.
Why would you want a bomb on your foyer?
But look at it. It's just so cute. And it's not exactly a bomb. So it's called the poof bomb because, when it goes off, it's going to go poof. And everyone's going to be gay.
Wait, everyone? Not just the enemies, everyone.
Oh, it's going to be everyone. With 7 strategic locations at all of the world's finest cabanas, everyone will be having the time of their lives.
We don't need a bomb at cabanas. We need it on battlefields.
Right, but it's going to hit the battlefields too, and we'll all be partying, and we'll be oiling each other up. It'll be great.
Damn it, Johnson. We don't need... Oh, no. Oh, shit. So, Johnson, I changed my mind. I think that poof bomb really would be a great addition, and I'm just going to put one on my foyer, and you know what, though? I don't think this has good application on the battlefield, but it's going to be a really nice starter for conversations at my place.
I knew you'd love it. Thank you, General.
No problem, sweetie.
You're listening to Whispers from the Attic, the only podcast brought to you by crippling anxiety and caffeine dependence.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Whispers from the Attic. I'm Will.
Hey, I'm Jared. Just sat on my phone. Right in the tailbone.
I'm Zach. I would have said something earlier, but Jared just made the weirdest face I've ever seen.
He just took it up the butt from his phone.
Yeah, just knocked my tailbone. Oh, fuck this.
It was pretty
We're
great.
starting over.
No, it's perfect.
Over. No,
it's
okay,
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, alright, fuck you guys.
Cut this out. Wink.
Yeah, we'll edit it. We'll edit later.
Wink.
Fix it in post.
But, yeah. So, St. Patrick's Day, guys. No one is wearing green.
Bitch, I got green.
Is it St. Patrick's Day?
That doesn't count.
I thought that was Friday.
No, that's today.
Oh.
The
On a
15th
fucking
was just when
Sunday.
everyone went to party, because...
Tomorrow's gonna suck for everybody.
Yeah, dude, tomorrow's gonna be rough.
Liz posted a thing on Facebook that just said, marked herself safe during St. Patrick's
Oh.
Day.
Yeah, no, it's probably a good idea. We should all go ahead and check that box.
So, before we start, we need to close that window.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, guys, there's probably traffic in the background. But, yeah, before we start all the stuff we talked about, topics-wise, we should address the elephant in the room, Jared.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. There's a distinct imbalance happening here right now. I'm sure our listeners are wondering.
Yeah, we crossed a friendship boundary.
Yep,
earlier this week. One that friends, seldom cross.
Yeah. That most friends spend entire lifetimes hoping never to experience,
And
let
Zach
alone
has no
have
clue.
to cross.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I'm not really friends with you guys, so...
Yeah.
I don't know what boundary this was.
Yeah. So Will accidentally saw my penis.
Well,
Oh, okay.
not. It was a side view.
Yeah, he got a quick
Out
out
of
of the
the peripheral.
corner. Yeah.
He got some side dick.
Yeah, he got some side boob out
Yeah.
of my dick.
I wanted to call HR, but then I realized I'm HR.
You're right.
So,
So
Could've called me.
so there has been a
Exactly.
formal complaint filed against me.
Yeah. So this is our second and final episode.
It was
No, I'm
great.
just kidding.
Hang on a second. You can't just bury the goddamn lead. So how did this happen?
we were editing. It was late at night.
What?
The lights were down.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Well-
I'm just kidding.
editing. Okay, so the rest of that was a joke, but was the editing part a joke?
No, we were
No, we
actually
were-
editing.
How does this happen?
Well, trying to edit.
We had gotten together earlier this week just to play with the recording software a little bit, see if we could learn some new stuff.
Was
And
this
listen back to
here?
episode 1. Yeah. Right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Right in this very chair, matter
Yeah.
of fact.
And I was standing right here.
Sitting.
I was standing right here, talking to both he and Georgia, who was
Going over
downstairs.
some kind of sketch idea.
Yeah.
I don't remember the sketch
We had
now.
a sketch idea, and I went to go
I'm not taking
demonstrate
chances.
a move very, very loosely. My sweatpants had ridden down, and I didn't realize it. And so when I went to go, like, pop my waistband or whatever it was that I did, they just popped out.
You popped that dick out.
I
is
popped
what
that
you did.
dick out
Yeah.
on accident.
Yeah.
And it just, I mean, full glory, balls and all.
Oh, Jesus.
Luckily, I was like staring intently at Loki at the time. That Loki poster
Yeah,
right
so
there.
so
You just
he
caught
got-
a silhouette.
Right.
Exactly.
Cock.
And I was like, nope.
That's a dick.
Not looking over.
And it was a split second of out and back in where I caught it and was like, oh God, no! Why? Why would you do this? I never wanted him to see my penis, and now he's seen it all.
So, I'm never coming for editing. Just
Yeah.
so
Right,
you know.
yeah.
right.
No, that's the moral of the story is
You will see dick.
you will see dick.
dick.
Tuesdays are dick day.
Yeah.
Was that a Thomas Anderson? Thomas A. Anderson?
Yeah.
Yeah, there will
Yeah.
be dick.
Yeah. Glad you picked up on that. Didn't get quite the response I was hoping for, but that's fine.
But his dick's not gonna be played by Daniel Day-Lewis.
Maybe in the live action.
Yeah,
No,
Daniel
no.
Day-Lewis better play only my penis. I want a small Daniel Day-Lewis attached to my genital area.
No, it wouldn't be Daniel Day-Lewis as like if the voice
No, I
of your
want
dick.
Sean Penn.
No, the voice of your dick would be Jack Black. Just
There we
like
go.
this is
Yeah.
rad.
Yeah, no, yeah, it would. That's
All right.
that hurts.
School of Rock.
School of cock.
That hurts. Jack Black, play my penis in the movie. Someone make a biopic of my life and cast Jack Black as my penis.
Jesus, I like it.
I want my
Has to
penis
happen.
to have a full speaking role in my biopic.
There you go.
Like, I want him to be a second character in the film.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not gonna watch it.
I'm not
I
gonna
know it's a
watch
ploy
that
for me
either.
to actually see your dick since I only saw the side
Right, right.
peripheral of it.
I'm just gonna use the cameras we'll get and film.
Will, what do you think of this footage?
Right, yeah.
Shit.
Damn it! He got me!
This film is not yet rated.
Fantastic.
Feature.
I convinced my brother that NC-17 stood for No Children Above 17 for
Nice.
like a year. For like a
Wow.
year. And then I tried correcting that like 3 months later and he was like, no, I don't believe you. I thought I was lying when I was being
Backfired.
honest.
It backfired on you.
That's amazing. Your brother's kind of an idiot.
Aren't most brothers?
Yeah.
Well, that's when he was like 6.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, then,
yeah.
yeah, you
No,
can't.
this isn't now.
Oh, I thought this was recent. You made...
No.
Okay, yeah, no. At 6, whatever. That's... Fair enough.
That's why he was looking at NC. He was trying to find NC-17 movies
Oh.
as a 6-year-old.
Oh my God, can
in
you
the
imagine?
blockbuster.
Oh man.
Oh, call back to,
That reminds me of
Captain
this.
Marvel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fucking Captain Marvel. Did you guys see it
I
yet?
have not.
It was pretty good. It wasn't great.
She lands in a blockbuster.
Yeah.
When she comes to Earth, and that's how you know it's in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay.
That and there's also a payphone directly after.
Oh,
that.
is that their, like, go-to time frame?
Basically. Yeah.
Like, that's... You know,
This
movies
is why
always
Nick
use
Fury
those,
looks
like...
young.
You see a
That's
Mac, like,
Mhm.
1995 Macintosh, if it's
Yeah.
That's
so that you know.
Mm.
that's their touchstone for like how you
Yes,
have
that's the
vocal
term.
touchstones. So
Yeah.
That's their timeline touchstone.
But yeah, it was pretty good. It wasn't great. I'd say it's like it's better than Iron Man 2 and 3.
That's not hard.
It's better than Incredible Hulk.
Also not hard.
It's better
I'll fucking kill
than
anyone
the
who
first
talks
Captain
shit about
America.
that movie.
I still like it.
No,
Yeah.
Edward
I mean, no, it's
It was good.
not a bad movie. inherently.
My only problem with it is it doesn't fit in the MCU nowadays.
Right.
How?
It does, but it doesn't because he's different now. He just looks different and it throws me off.
They recast.
I'd rather just
and-
ignore that movie.
Yeah, it's not Edward Norton, but
I know.
Right.
but it
That's what I'm saying.
should
I'd
be.
rather just
And
ignore
here's why it should be, because I'm a huge Hulk fan, and Edward Norton did that movie so
He
well.
did good.
He
Yeah.
did really well
he
as
was
Banner.
a great
Also,
Banner.
he rewrote the entire movie basically to put in the leader, because Samuel Stearns is in it, so
Yeah.
he put the
Abomination
basis for the
there.
leader in. He put the Abomination in.
Who's still
Also,
alive.
Samson is
Yeah,
in it too.
that's
Yeah,
still-
Doc Samson, yeah.
Samson is in it, and that's all from Edward Norton because he was such a huge
huge
fan
fan.
of it. He's just a giant dick, so they
Right.
kicked him off the movie.
Exactly, which that
Speaking of
really
which-
did break my heart.
Speaking of which, Edward Norton, you're one of my favorite actors. If you hear this, I don't care how big a dick you are to me. I will work in any project you want me to.
And he will flash you his dick.
And I will show you my penis. On accident.
If you
but
edit
it will
with him.
happen.
That's one reason.
For sure.
He's the reason I love Birdman.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he
Birdman
made
was
that
so
good
movie.
flick. Yep. But yeah, he got kicked out, and who else was it? Terrence Howard.
Yeah, Terrence
Yeah.
Howard got removed because Terrence Howard, and I honestly kind of agree with Terrence. Everybody I've talked to, and you guys will probably disagree. I agree with Terrence Howard's.
No, I remember.
complaint.
I remember disagreeing
was that
or agreeing with
they
it,
were
I mean.
gonna cut his contract and pay him less when the whole
Yeah.
reason that Iron Man got made was because of him.
Him.
And then they were gonna pay him less, and he was like, "No, you agreed to pay me this."
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, no, yeah, I was
And don't
totally
get me
with him
wrong,
on that. Like,
Don Cheadle is great, but they could have used him for a different
yeah,
role.
he could have been.
For sure, he still should be in the MCU, just as a different role. I don't know what that would be. Maybe I don't know, but
All right,
he
should we
was-
play a game today? Alternative castings?
we could. You guys,
my favorite alternative casting that I ever heard that I wanted so bad in another universe it happened, and I wish I could go to that other universe, is Jack Sparrow, played by Christopher Walken.
holy fuck!
God, yes.
Oh Jesus!
All right.
Because
so
that
that's-
they offered it to him and he turned it down.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you do that?
Okay, so going off of that though, who could Christopher Walken play in the MCU?
In the MCU.
Doctor Strange.
character that is either introduced or not yet, but you want to see in.
Doctor Strange.
I could see that. He'd be dope as Doctor Strange.
Iron Man.
I could see Christopher Walken doing a really good job as J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
true. He could do J.
He-
Jonah Jameson.
yeah, he could do it very good.
I want you to
JJ.
bring me pictures of Spider-Man.
Jesus.
I saw somebody talk about a Christopher Walken impersonation, and they were like, the key to it is not necessarily to do those pauses, but just to elongate your vowels
Yeah.
and open your mouth up a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. The
You gotta have
pauses
the
come
accent.
naturally.
You
The
gotta have
Foo
the accent.
Fighters. No, fucking Dave Grohl, he was on a... Walken was hosting SNL, and
Yeah.
Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters were on, and he was like, where's the accent at on that? Is it on the Foo or on the Fighters? And he was like, it's on Fight. So he told him wrong, so he comes out and just goes, Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters.
Yeah. And it's like, and it's just this jolt of like, oh my god, it's the fighters.
Foo Fighters.
I remember that episode being such a fantastic episode
Like,
too.
10 times a day, I will just say to myself, Fighters.
Okay, so alternative casting.
Okay, hear me out. I feel like he could pull off.
Yeah.
I feel like he could pull off Moon Knight.
Holy shit, he
He
could.
could pull up Moon Knight.
Dope. I'd
I
love
would
to see a Moon
him as
Knight.
Black Panther.
I would love to see Moon Knight brought to live action.
He will eventually. He's too good of a hero. And Marvel's not shy at pulling up the fucking C and D list heroes out of nowhere. Guardians were like below D list.
Nobody had heard of the Guardians, and we got 2 movies out of them within 2 years.
That's all because of James Gunn.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, but
by the
also
way,
the
is now
MCU
back.
plan.
You like how I did that?
Yeah, that was a nice segue.
That was a very good segue. So James Gunn's back.
Yeah.
Want to talk about alternative castings?
Yeah.
Who would
I'm
they have
shocked, but
gotten?
I'm happy.
Who would they have gotten to do that if they didn't bring him back?
The rumor
They had
was
some names.
the rumor that I heard, and again rumor because nobody knows anything with Marvel because they keep everything so top secret.
Thanks, Disney.
But the rumor I heard was Taika Waititi, the guy who directed Thor Ragnarok.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that would have
He
been
would
good.
he would have worked. I don't know if anyone else would have.
I don't know that I would want the Thor Ragnarok feel for Guardians though, because Thor Ragnarok was such a specific
I agree.
Thor feel.
I
It
agree.
worked because like what clicked for me, like the third or fourth time I watched Ragnarok, was you're not watching it happen live.
Yeah.
You are watching Thor tell the story to his people, traveling through space minutes before Thanos shows up.
Not minutes.
Minutes.
No, not minutes.
Well, we don't know how long, but
a lot of the Asgardians are gone.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
it.
So stuff has happened
Because
but
Valkyrie's not.
Yeah,
there.
they escape with Valkyrie and
she's not there.
yeah.
And there's
That's
a lot
right.
of them that are gone, and you're kind of wondering like, what the hell
happened between?
Yeah.
That's right. So some time has passed, but
Valkyrie,
it's not.
Korg, and Meek are all.
Yeah.
They're all gone.
You're no longer watching Thor Ragnarok happen live. That's why it's no longer a serious Thor movie like the other two. Thor's trying to entertain his people. So he's telling them a lighthearted story. That's why it's full of jokes and laughter. And it's bright. The whole movie is bright. It's Technicolor.
That's an interesting thing I haven't thought of, but I also looked at it as Marvel actually doing what Marvel did, like comics wise, because DC, like in the '90s and before that, DC was always considered the really serious one.
Yeah, they were the dark one.
Marvel was the lighthearted for your kids, like parents love Superman. Teenagers love Spider-Man is what it was. And it's because Marvel was lighthearted and fully jokey, and that's why Ragnarok is the best one to me. I've had this conversation with Chase where I was like, no, Ragnarok is the best Marvel film because it embodies not even best Thor movie, the best Marvel movie. Like I would put it above Avengers just because the Avengers gets super serious at times and there is comedy, but Ragnarok is what Marvel comics have always been.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what always drew me to Marvel over DC. Like, don't get me wrong, I also like DC. There's especially Flash and Green Lantern.
Yeah, two of my biggest. Those are top two.
I think that's one of the things that brought us together was the Flash and fucking Green Lantern.
Yeah.
But yeah, just
that was
Marvel's
where we
always
finally started to
me.
find some commonality.
Yeah. I think I saw you were wearing a Flash shirt one day or something like that.
You were like, oh.
That's when I bothered to learn your name was Jared and not just buddy or guy or man. Lots of man.
The day I wore a Flash shirt. That's what it took, huh?
Ironic that you flashed me.
I had a friend who was in.
It's an apt name, I guess.
Oh God, no! I had a friend who was in Louisiana and New Orleans for Mardi Gras one year, and he was wearing a Green Lantern shirt. And he was a big dude at the time, probably like 400 pounds. Damn. And he said this woman started hitting on him because he was wearing the Green Lantern shirt. And then he realized she was a prostitute who just also happened to be a nerd, so she thought she could turn him.
What are the odds? Damn, nice. That's a good hooker though. That's like she knows her market.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good salesperson. I kind of want to hire her to sell at our store. Yeah. I bet she'd make great commission.
We should hire her to pitch our podcast.
Yes, right.
To potential sponsorships.
She'll just every John she gets at night, she just as they're leaving, she's like, oh, and also check out our friend's podcast.
Or just turn it on while they're doing the
thing. Yeah, like that's she gets the mood, she lights the candles, she dims the lights, and then hits play.
And they just hear the ASMR from episode 1.
Yes,
kills the mood immediately. I dig it. I saw something today. The deal between Fox and Disney, that merger.
Yeah.
That is official starting next week.
Awesome.
So that means they're going, assuming no hiccups in the next week, the X-Men and Fantastic Four and their whole catalog comes to the MCU. So we have potential X-Men, Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom, Galactus.
That'll be phase 2.
Do you guys think...
Yeah, it won't be immediate, for sure. It's too much.
Do you guys think that merger will affect Deadpool? For the better or the worse? Or neutral?
Here's the thing.
If they're smart, they'll let it keep going how it's going.
I could see them doing exactly what they did with Deadpool 2, which is release a rated R version first under the Fox, under 20th Century Fox, because they're going to keep the studio alive.
Right.
Under that name to release other things. So that way it's not, under Disney's label technically.
It's not MCU.
But it's still part of the MCU because now he can use other characters.
Yeah, they can.
He could bring in Spider-Man maybe if they can get Sony.
Imagine, that has always been one of my favorite team-ups, and they have done 10 of them. With long run, multiple issue runs of Spider-Man and Deadpool running around together.
That's my favorite Deadpools.
Hitmonkey is one of my all-time favorite team-up stories of Deadpool's, and it's him and Spider-Man in New York, and Deadpool is great, trying to lay low, not kill anymore. He's kind of done being a merc,
Yeah.
And Spidey is like, hey, there's this dude killing you. You want to start killing again?
Mm-hmm. But the thing about Deadpool is he's great because you can do your R-rated Deadpool, right?
Yeah.
And then you could later, if they want to, they can do like they did with Once Upon a Deadpool around Christmas time, where you do it was, but you do PG-13 so you can get the younger audience to see Deadpool if they want to. But
is that really all it was? Was the same movie?
It was the same movie edited down
did,
and watered down.
What they did, yes, and they added in some
stuff,
scenes that they had cut from the original one.
Okay. So if I just go buy the extended edition with deleted scenes, I'll still see them.
No, you won't. Because here's what they did for Once Upon a Deadpool.
Savage.
They added Fred Savage.
Really?
He
You've seen
kidnaps
Princess Bride, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
he
I love that movie.
He kidnaps Fred Savage, puts him in a Princess Bride room, and the reason it's PG-13 is because he's reading him the story of Deadpool, and he's editing it as it's going through. Mm-hmm. And they shot like 20 to 25 minutes of extra footage of him and Fred Savage just getting along in quotes, because he's kidnapped and literally duct taped to a bed.
Keep in mind, it's Fred Savage is playing himself
as a grown Fred Savage, aware of the Princess Bride.
Like the Princess Bride is a movie in Deadpool's universe. So, just like
That's amazing. Okay,
So yeah, it's a good premise, but like Deadpool is.
If you watch it, not to interrupt, but if you watch it, there's a fucking interview with Fred Savage that's 5 minutes long with E.T. Canada, where he plays the character of Fred Savage from the movie.
It's great.
In the interview.
It's amazing.
Because he's still the whole time like, he kidnapped me for 3 days in the interview. He's like, I don't understand why people like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, and like the best, like my favorite part for the Once Upon a Deadpool is like at the end he lets Fred Savage go, right? After he tells me the story, and his legs have atrophied because he had been kidnapped for 3 days sitting in a bed.
Right.
And he tries to get up, and it's just fucking, it's hysterical to me. But yeah,
and he bleeps like everything. Deadpool has a clicker that just beeps whenever like there's cursing.
And that's,
that's cute.
And that's what can happen when he goes to the greater MCU for like the team ups. He can get censored, and since Deadpool is a character that can break the fourth wall, he can be like, "What the?" And then they bleep, and he's like, "Why am I getting bleeped?" And nobody else knows what the hell he's
talking about. No one else
realizes
that he's bleeped.
They're just like, "What are you talking about?" kind of thing, like you fucking freak.
Like he could literally just be like, "What the beep?"
Yeah.
And Cap will be like, "Language."
Yeah.
Because that's a running joke for Cap.
Exactly.
Is Cap doesn't like when people swear.
Yep.
Well, that's if he makes it through Endgame.
That's true. That's true. That trailer, the 3 trailers we've seen do not make Cap.
Did you see the newest trailer?
There's
You
4
mean
now?
the half a trailer?
Yeah, there's mostly recycled stuff.
Yeah.
But
I like that they do that because they hide everything.
Exactly. I don't want to know a lot.
That's what they did for Infinity War.
Yeah.
Because in the Battle for Wakanda, the Hulk is in the trailer.
Yeah.
And it's not him.
It's
It's the Hulk Buster armor.
Yep.
But they put him like they fuck with the trailers all the time. In Infinity
I'm
War.
glad they do it.
In Infinity War, Thor had 2 eyes like the whole time from the trailer, and then you're like, whoa, what the hell's going on?
Why is he suddenly?
Yeah.
I love it. I love the games Marvel plays with that shit.
Yeah, I do too.
I wish more companies would do that.
You can't trust anything in their trailers to be like, well, I think this is going to happen. No, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Exactly.
I think they do it on purpose too. I think they're still actively writing Endgame. They're still filming it, so they're obviously gonna like if
they're done. They're done.
Oh, they are done now.
I thought they were. They're done.
I thought they were still like editing and filming.
Comes out on my birthday.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought it was later than
No,
that.
they are definitely done with that.
Yeah.
Because I know like DC with Justice League, they announced and started showing stock footage trailers a year and a half before for the sole reason of letting fans theorize so that they could counteract the theories. They watched the boards so that they could write a story that you wouldn't.
Let's be honest, though.
That's a horrible way to write a movie.
It is. I'm not saying it's a great way. I'm just saying
Justice League was a huge disappointment.
that was a huge
everybody.
letdown. Why the hell do you build Flash up so much and then make him the most useless character? Flash is amazing.
I've never fought before. I just push people.
The hell kind of.
I haven't seen the movie.
You don't need to.
Don't do it.
You don't.
No, everything I've heard is that like no. You shouldn't watch
Cyborg,
it.
I will admit, they did Cyborg fucking epically.
Yes, Cyborg is the best part of that movie.
Yeah.
I need to watch
Yeah,
it.
it is.
Yeah, it
Okay,
is.
yeah, because they said they were.
I think the whole
take it off at the
DC
end of this month.
cinematic is now.
Yeah.
So you can watch like Batman, or what is it? Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, and then Justice League.
Hey,
or whatever.
no, because Ben Affleck played a really.
I
good
love Ben
Batman.
Affleck as Batman. However,
really?
Yeah,
I did.
He was a really
I
good
liked
Batman.
him a lot as Batman.
I did.
As an older Batman, I like him.
I think if they were going to do it,
Good Bruce Wayne.
they needed to truly go ahead and do Dark Knight Returns with Carrie Kelly and Fat Man, where he's been gone for 20 years and he's come back and he's out of shape.
They're not going to do that to have him fight Superman though, and that's what
Exactly.
they needed.
Then why are you putting him in the Fat Man suit? Because that's exactly what you did. Was
I'm just ready for Batman Beyond.
Dark Knight Returns, and we didn't get Carrie Kelly.
I'm ready for Batman Beyond. Bring back Michael Keaton.
No, yes, I'm
As old
so
Batman.
ready for that.
Yeah, no, that would be great. Michael Keaton as old Batman,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
who would you get to play the new guy?
Who plays Terry McGinnis?
I would say if you could pull him out of time, the guy who played Peter Corelli from Heroes.
Oh,
that'd be
yes,
dope, yeah.
he would be dope. But it'd have to be Heroes.
Yeah,
period.
that's what I'm saying.
You couldn't
That's
do
right,
him.
you couldn't do
This
him
Is
now.
Us.
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
you couldn't do him now, but you could do him when he was like that young.
Zachary
That's a
Quinto.
horrible. Not exactly.
He's too old now too. I think.
Oh, that's right. He's Spock,
He
and he's
need
got
like early 20s to mid
Yeah.
20s probably.
Yeah.
Because that could pull
See, I
off
keep
Keen.
thinking because Zachary Quinto was Siler in Heroes, and so
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking that period too. Damn,
Yeah.
that's a hard cast.
It is.
That's a really because
You
Terry is
can't have a strong jaw,
Not at all.
which is why Zachary Quinto wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Like I almost want to. He's too old now too, and I don't think he could beef up enough. But fucking Justin Long, I like him.
Yeah,
Oh,
Justin Long
no,
could do it.
You know who would have been good? Not Justin Long. Well, no, he would be, but the guy who died.
Wow.
No, he
Narrows
was
it down.
no fucking. He was the young guy. He was in Star Trek.
Oh, Anton Yelchin.
Oh
Anton
yeah.
Yelchin.
He could have done it pretty well.
Yelchin would have been perfect for that.
Okay, so y'all are gonna laugh and think I'm crazy, but think about it outside of Harry Potter. Daniel Radcliffe.
No.
Yes.
I don't like his face.
Young Doctor's
Exactly.
Notebook.
I don't
Young
like his
Doctor's
face.
Notebook
I just don't like his
is
face.
the sole reason I say he could do it. That and Horns. Those two roles.
He's a
right
good
there.
actor.
No, Neville.
Dude, Neville could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Neville could
yeah.
do it.
If it's anyone from Harry Potter, yeah.
It'd be Neville.
Speaking of people from Harry Potter going to DC, how about the fact that Tom Feldman was in The Flash for a season, and they totally just didn't bring him back.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
What
I
a
didn't watch
waste of a that's such a strong name to have on your bill. Why would you ever let him leave?
It's a CW. That's why.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they were like, all right, cool, thanks for coming in.
Yeah,
Have a
I
good
wouldn't-
one.
I wouldn't have wasted him on CW. Like they got some good shows. Don't get me wrong, but I would have used him for the
He
greater.
was
DC.
very out of place on
Yeah.
The Flash because you have a bunch of TV actors.
And he's not a TV actor.
And he's not a TV. Yeah, so
No.
all of a sudden he pops up and you're like,
You
hang
don't
on.
have TV actors on The Flash. Like any of those DC TV shows, you have models who can barely act, who got thrown in
That's
because
fair
they're
enough.
No, that's-
good-looking
yeah.
people.
That's fair
No,
enough.
no, I will say Arrow, they can act the fuck out of those roles. John Barrowman is a powerhouse actor.
John Barrowman's an Arrow?
Yeah, he plays Malcolm Merlin.
Oh, did not know that.
Captain Jack Harkness from Doctor Who goes and plays Malcolm Merlin.
Torchwood.
He was on Torchwood, that's right.
That's-
Most people don't know about Torchwood.
I do.
I'm glad
I
you
do
do.
as
It-
well.
I am a very big nerd.
Dude, Torchwood's better than Doctor Who, in my opinion.
I agree.
I would rather watch
no.
Torchwood any
I
day.
like them both a lot,
No,
but
no. The first
Torchwood
no,
was my shit.
No, the first two seasons of Torchwood were okay. The third season, the 24-hour one that got split into a 5-part miniseries,
That
where
was
they
okay.
kind of did away with it. No, that was the best part of Torchwood ever. And then whenever they recast the whole show, that's when you can just ignore
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You
That's,
like,
once
no,
they
it's
recast
garbage.
and got a whole new... You remember that one they did where...
It was like that show Being Human that was on the BBC
Oh,
that
yeah.
they recast
Yes.
like every 3 years. Where you're
Yeah.
like, what the shit?
It's just a
Yeah.
new show now. Yeah. Do you remember that one miniseries they did, like their final one that was Bill Pullman,
Yeah, I think that's the one I was talking about.
where everyone no one dies?
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Oh, that was longer than 24 hours, wasn't it?
No, but it was over the course of like a 24-hour period.
I thought it was
like
a longer
5-part
period
It was
than that.
a 5-part.
No, I know. I thought the period
it might
in
have
the show
it might have
was-
been a week.
Yeah, I thought it was like
That's
a week.
Yeah.
Because
Alright,
they end
my
up
bad.
going all over Cardiff. I mean, they're
Yeah.
they go to Yanto's families and you see Owen.
Okay, but that's so it could still be 24 hours because look at 24.
Well-
That guy goes across the world
Right,
in like
yeah.
an hour.
That's yeah. Hang on,
Yeah.
hang on.
yeah.
Hang on, yeah, I never really thought about how the hell is
That's
he
a good
flying to
point.
Baghdad and back
That's a
in
very
under
good
an
point.
hour?
That's a very good point.
What the hell kind of plane is he using?
There's 24 episodes and he's across the globe and a lot of them.
That is, I never once thought about that. You're right. Holy crap. Huh.
Hang on, 24. What's going on?
You got some explaining to do
We
here.
got some technology you need to be sharing.
Sharing with the rest of the world here.
Or the Concorde is still a plane.
Right.
It's never been decommissioned. That's the one thing I remember from The Parent Trap, is that they took a Concorde to go visit the mom in Britain.
That's right.
Also, that was when...
How-
Are you talking Lindsay Lohan version?
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan.
Hey, so did y'all see this headline? Speaking of planes, did y'all see this headline that Boeing 737s are being grounded
Jesus
all
Christ.
over the place? After...
Boeing's a garbage company. I
well,
can tell you that right
apparently so, because Boeing 737s have just been like dropping out of the sky.
Probably.
No real like problems, no crashes, no bird strikes, just
No, they probably have too many flight hours.
failure and fall.
Well, they probably have too many flight hours for a part that wasn't designed for it. There's
Probably.
actually a fucking movie about this type of shit from the 70s where a guy was saying, we need to get out of this plane, we need to get out of this plane, you should not let this plane fly. Why? Because he had been testing it, and the hours that he came up, the plane was coming onto, and then the plane fell out of the sky.
Yeah.
Because
like,
he was
that
like,
shit
it wasn't
happened.
built for this.
Yeah. So apparently, like within like 2 months, 3 planes just dropped in Spain.
Mhm.
And so, like, the
That's
entire
Boeing.
rest of the world, within days of this happening, was like, all right, no more Boeings. Ground
Boeing's-
them all.
Boeing's a terrible company. They stay afloat because they supply our military with a lot of shit.
It's the only reason.
So they get a shit ton of money from the government.
They're only just now
And
being
they're-
grounded,
everything-
and this was months ago.
Everything
that
they give
started.
to the government is garbage. I
Imagine
can tell you that right now. Because I
Well,
worked on planes. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
right.
Yeah.
it was probably due to flight hours. If they're being grounded now, then
Yeah,
it was probably due to
it's
flight hours.
more than
Well, and
likely
the
it's
only
a
reason
combination.
we're grounding them is because the entire rest of the world already
We weren't going
has.
to.
Yeah, we weren't going to. The entire rest of the world did a month ago, and we didn't. And so the entire rest of the world was like,
We weren't.
hey guys, what you doing?
Yeah, we weren't going to. But here's the thing: they own a lot of politicians, and that's
Right.
why they
Right.
weren't going to. But yeah, they're a garbage company. It's probably a combination of the flight hours on parts that weren't fucking designed to actually fly for that many hours,
Right.
and also there's a shortage of the maintainers going around. People don't want to fucking
Well, especially in the
They don't get
commercial
paid a
flight
lot.
industry.
don't get paid a lot, and it's a really stressful job.
John
So
Oliver
it's-
did a whole
oof.
episode at one point. His main segment was about underpaid pilots.
Yeah, everybody in the aviation industry that's a
is
worker
underpaid.
underpaid, and it's
Um,
ridiculous.
When I rented cars at the airport, it was incredible.
Mhm.
I would see a pilot get off a plane, go to the bathroom, change into like a Domino's. I watched a pilot for Delta Airlines get off of a plane in Knoxville, Tennessee at McGee Tyson Airport, come down the stairs with his bag, just the same escalator, same terminal as everyone else. No special access, no nothing, just
I know you already said Domino's, but in my head it's so much funnier if he gets into his car that's parked in front and turns on the Uber sign.
that's not uncommon. That's a big one too. But I watched a pilot put on
Gets him coming and going.
his Domino's uniform
Double dip.
and go get in his car to go to work.
It's
No
sad,
one,
man.
no one in any field should ever have to work a second job to make a living. I just believe that anyway. Your job should pay your living wage. That's theoretically why we have them.
Yeah. Basically.
So why the hell is a pilot whose job it is to fly hundreds of people multiple times a day, theoretically?
Yeah.
I don't know how often you're allowed to fly.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're allowed to do 2 runs a day or whatever. But however they're scheduled.
Depends on how short the flights are.
Yeah. So, but they're flying
Mhm.
people
Yep.
in a giant sky bus. That there's no.
Sky Mall.
That's a magazine on the sky bus.
I
Zach.
always look at it though, and then like there's always something like I kind of want that,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sky Mall has some
but
really
it's
cool
never
shit.
anything that I'm like I need to have this.
Oh,
It's
God,
always like
there's a-
I kind of want that.
There's
Yeah.
a Kurt Metzger joke where he talked about like planes going into buildings, and he was like, maybe we should just make all the planes mosques, and like that's his
Dang.
that's he does a lot more lead up into it, but he was like, no, he said all the buildings should be mosques, that way you have no problem with it. Like 'cause
No,
he-
now that's not anti-Muslim.
No,
that's
no.
an anti-white people joke.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he
Stop
starts
bombing people.
Yeah.
because he starts out with talking about the Ground Zero Mosque in quotations, and he goes, "Did you hear about it?" Yeah, he was like, it was so much more worse that it was going to be kind of near, like they're going to build a mosque on top of the Ground Zero hole and use the bones of firemen as bricks.
Right.
Right.
So
holy shit.
that feels like a natural transition.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy, I'm too good at this.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we keep you around.
Yeah.
We went from me seeing Jared's dick to this, so I mean, and all
We're
because of
doing
your
real well.
transitions. And that was a curveball.
Yeah,
You didn't even
it
know that
was.
one
That-
was
yeah,
going
we
to
didn't
show up,
even
just
prep
like
you
I
for
didn't
that.
know it was going to show up.
You mean his dick was
Yeah,
a curveball?
exactly.
No, I'm saying like the.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
I know what
I'm
you're
saying, like, you did a good job
I don't
getting
need
us
you to
from
talk
there.
about my lean.
That, his politics aren't the only thing that lean left, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, then we got to women's rights, and it just took a hard left. Like
Hard being the operative word there. That does feel like a natural transition into.
Yeah. Something that unfortunately we do need to talk about.
We need to address a pretty heavy topic on the podcast. Last week, there was a shooting in New Zealand involving a white nationalist sympathizer who, using a machine gun he had obtained legally, entered a mosque in New Zealand and killed 49 people. Our best wishes, our condolences go out to the families of those lost and injured. We wish a speedy recovery to those hurt in the incident. These things happen all the time and more frequently, and it's never easier to hear about it, and it's never better the next time. So we're going to spend some time today, and we're going to just kind of address our standing with the situation. Will, you want to start us off? Any thoughts?
First off, the dude's a coward, straight up.
Absolutely.
If he wanted to target somebody, and I'm just going to throw this out there to any white supremacists.
I don't think they're really listening to this podcast.
You'd be amazed. You'd be
You would
amazed.
be amazed. They seem to know a lot about left-leaning shit.
They listen almost exclusively to left-leaning shit so they can target us.
I'm just going to throw this out there. You guys want to fucking find somebody who's actually going to put up a fight, you can find me.
I'm right here, man.
Instead of-
We're both right here.
Instead of targeting people who are in the middle of worship,
Prayer.
men, women, children, old, young, totally defenseless.
One man greeted you at the door and said, "Welcome, brother," and you shot him and his son.
So you're a piece of trash, first off.
You are a coward and a waste of breath.
And same goes for anybody who is okay with him doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's just to say the least. And, I mean, you pretty much covered the fact that our sympathies are with everybody there. And,
I think AOC had a great sentiment when she said, "Fuck your thoughts and prayers."
Mm-hmm, exactly. Action. We need action. Like, we're trying to stay away from the political side and stick to the human side.
Right. But at a certain
sometimes there's crossover and you can't help it.
Well, and I think politics really does stop being politics and starts becoming protection of human lives when things like this happen. We are no longer Republican and Democrat
No,
when 49 people are dead.
Yeah.
We are no longer Republican and Democrat in 1991 when 2 students go into a high school with grenades and machine guns and kill their fellow students and teachers. We are not Democrats and Republicans.
Well, we shouldn't be.
We shouldn't be when a man drives a truck full of manure and bombs into a government building, blowing half of it up.
Mm-hmm.
For those out there too young or unaware, I just referenced the latest shooting in New Zealand. The Columbine shooting in 1991.
It was later than that. I think it was 98.
Was it that late? I thought it was
I
like
think so.
early 90s.
I
don't
like,
remember the year. I was
I was
a
third
young
grade.
child.
I was third grade, so it's like 97, 98, I think.
Oh yeah, so I would have been like first or second grade. That's right,
Yeah.
because I was little. I remember, yeah, second grade. So yeah, 98, Columbine. And then the Oklahoma city bombing. 3 very different types of attacks with 3 very different motivations. All of which are allowed to spawn further violence against innocents by not being addressed.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're at a time where politics stops playing a part and we just say,
As
No
human
one-
beings, like,
no one is allowed to do that to other humans.
yeah. I don't care what your reasoning is, you should never do that. Like, and like there was a local news Facebook post
Okay.
that I saw where people, like, it was the mosque here in town, the Muslim community here in town. They were talking about the shooting and saying how they wish, like, people could see that yes, there are differences, but mostly we have a lot in common. Basically, that's not exactly word for word, but that's basically what it was.
Right.
And the comments were disgusting.
Oh,
There was a bunch of people talking about, oh, I have nothing in common with you. We have no common ground. I share no common ground with a Muslim. Your holy book is messed up. Which, first off, the Bible is not innocent, guys. Hate to break it to you. I've read the Bible. I've read good chunks of the Quran. They both have some really messed up stuff in them.
I'm just throwing this out
So
there.
don't throw stones.
Religion. Any religious scripture is going to be inherently colored.
Mm-hmm.
It's
The point is, there's also peaceful stuff in the Bible, in the Quran.
throw this out there. Jesus says,
All
"Love
of
thy
it.
neighbor as thy love thyself."
And are we doing that? If you're a Christian, are you living up to that? I know a lot, not everybody, but I know at least the vocal Christians, quote unquote, aren't exactly living up to that. And I don't see enough people pushing back against that, which we
Right.
need to.
Right.
Because stuff like that's how you create more violence.
We need to start
that's
making
that guy's
bigotry
goal.
uncomfortable.
That was the dude's goal, I guarantee
Yeah.
it, was to attack some Muslims, get other Muslims riled up, and be like, look, this is why we need to attack those Christians.
Yeah.
And then he just starts a fucking
He's trying to start a race or a
religious war.
holy war.
Yeah.
That's what any of the white
Which
nationalists
is the same
really
thing, by the way,
want,
that the
though.
Taliban was trying to do.
Yeah, no,
Same
I'm not.
goals. And nobody's really picking up on that parallel there.
Yeah. No loss of, no intentional
matter-
taking of human life is ever okay. No just and fair God, regardless of your religious beliefs. This is Christians, Jews, Muslims, atheists. This is to anyone out there who has ever wondered if there's a God or talked to a God or anything. No God that you pray to would condone the taking of another human life.
Mm-hmm. Just because, especially of difference of what you believe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, hate to break it to you. That dude.
It's God's job to judge, not yours.
If the Christian religion is accurate,
If
maybe it
we're-
is. I don't know.
We will play by your rules and assume that it's right.
But if it is, do you really think you're going to make it into heaven for killing a bunch of innocent people? Hell no.
Absolutely not.
There
It's
ain't no
in
way.
the 10 Commandments. It's one of God's top 10 rules. Thou shalt not kill.
Yeah.
It does not say thou shalt not kill unless they believe something different. It does not say thou shalt not kill unless you feel like it. Thou shalt not kill unless you have a good reason. It says thou shalt not kill. Done. Full stop.
Well, I mean, if this were the 40K universe, I would disagree, but it's not.
If this was the 40K universe, we'd all be having a lot more fun right now and not
Right.
podcasting.
Right.
Warhammer
exactly.
40K, Khorne, the Blood God specifically says this
Well,
is
okay.
a thing we should do.
Well, okay. I don't know that you want to take life advice from Khorne, the god of murder, but
Now,
if you...
some of you guys might not get that reference, and that's okay. Just Wikipedia.
Yeah, just Google.
If you don't get that reference, it's okay. You didn't get beat up in middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that,
Yeah, you had
that's-
an easy teenage years.
Do you ever... So,
How
as...
about you get on my oppression level here?
Right?
Right.
As fellow
I don't have oppression, I
nerds
just want to say
who
that.
were at least sometimes bullied, do you guys ever go through your lives and wonder what's it like to just be a normal person who didn't have to worry about like being picked on?
I didn't get physically bullied. I just had a lot of shit said to me, mostly because I was bigger than most of the kids that were saying stuff
Well,
to
but
me.
that can be just as damaging.
Yeah.
I mean, emotional scars are still scars.
Yeah, I always wonder what it's like to just be well-adjusted.
Yeah, I've always wondered
As a
what
kid.
well-adjusted
Yeah.
feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know people who like don't have mental health issues. They don't suffer from anxiety or depression. They don't have ADD.
That's crazy because I don't know anybody.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know a couple of people who are neurotypical people who like had
There's-
normal childhoods with
I don't
friends,
know
and,
anybody like that.
and I'm
so
like,
the
what is
reason-
that
The
like?
reason that you know people like that is because we're not in the Spartan world anymore,
Yeah.
where they just left
Left them.
babies.
They
to-
just
they
left
were like,
them.
we're gonna leave him here. If we come back in a day, he's good enough. But
Yeah,
if
right.
he's dead.
He's dead.
Yep.
Anyways,
Those babies had panic attacks.
Yeah, right?
They threw themselves off the cliff.
so I think we have addressed. I think that our listeners know where we stand and where we hope they stand.
Yeah.
The listeners that don't stand with us, I think you know who you are and know how we feel about you. We don't want you.
Yeah. Do me a favor and just never click on our stuff again, please.
Yeah,
I don't want you.
If you
in our
heard,
listener base.
if
I don't
you
even care.
If you heard any of this and had even an instant knee jerk, no, fuck Muslims, get out,
Yep.
leave.
You're not wanted.
I won't kill you. I won't attack you.
No, go in peace by all means.
Yeah,
But hey,
have a wonderful life. Live it to the fullest extent you can. I hope your life is wonderful and beautiful and peaceful. Don't listen to my podcast.
but I can tell you this: it won't be peaceful with all the hate that
No,
they
it
would
won't.
have.
No, it won't.
Like no. So, and speaking of that, did you see what the Australian senator said about the attacks on New Zealand?
Oh my gosh, no, what did he say?
Senator Fraser Anning,
Okay.
he tweeted out. Keep in mind, this is right after the attacks.
Now, hang on. I'm going to pause real quick because we do have someone in the building from Australia with
is
some
it time
minor
for
knowledge.
Is it time for Ask an Australian?
It might be time for include an Australian.
Australian?
Australia.
We need an Australian's presence,
I don't know
please.
what that accent
If
was.
it's about Australian politics, I know nothing.
Oh, okay.
Well, we were
she
just
knows
informed.
nothing.
Yeah, never mind. So, Senator Fraser from Australia.
Yeah, he tweeted out, and then keep in mind, this is literally the same day of the attacks after they happened.
Okay, this is hours later.
He tweeted out, "Does anyone still dispute the link between Muslim immigration and violence?"
Oh my God.
Now, that's
Um,
wrong on so many levels.
I will just hit pause and say his point is not inherently wrong. His intent behind the point is wrong. But no, lots of us notice. Lots of us are aware of the relationship. It's not the Muslims' fault. It's your fucking bigoted racists' fault. The correlation between immigration and violence is because of the racists, not because of the people immigrating.
Yeah, 99.9% of the people immigrating here are trying to escape the violence that, hey, guess what? We caused.
We caused.
Surprise!
All over the world. We're talking about Australian immigrants too. We're talking about Asian immigrants. We're talking about
They
European
immigrated.
immigrants.
They're just trying to escape the violence, 99.9% of them.
Yeah. So, we're aware of the correlation. That's why we're mad.
But also, it wasn't a Muslim that attacked the other Muslims.
Right.
It was, guess who? A white supremacist who have been gaining a lot of fucking steam lately.
And had been
And I'm not cool with that.
openly sharing rhetoric spouted by the United States president.
But the main reason why I bring this piece of shit up is because he was doing, I guess, a press conference or something, and there was a teenage kid who came up behind him and crushed an egg on the back of the dude's head.
That's amazing.
Which there's videos, you guys can find it pretty easily. But then...
Yeah, this was a pretty public event.
I think they said a 15-year-old boy did this.
Yeah.
The fully grown man. Yes, I understand it's battery.
I understand the kid shouldn't have done that.
But then the senator turns around and punches the kid once. The kid doesn't even drop his phone that he was recording with because the dude hits like a bitch.
Right, like, the kid didn't even flinch from the punch, which means it wasn't a good punch.
Yeah.
To the face.
And then he punched him again, and the kid still didn't drop. And then security tackled the kid and put him in chokeholds and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
which I understand that they have to do that. They got to protect a public official, blah, blah, blah.
Didn't it end up being like 4 guys holding him down,
four
though?
dudes,
That's
yeah.
excessive. One security guard detaining the kid, we wouldn't be talking about this.
Well, I mean, I'd still talk about it because he still
Well,
cracked egg over his head, which is hilarious.
But we wouldn't
to
be
me.
talking about the detention part.
Because it's, at the end of the day, it didn't hurt that senator, but it fucking humiliated him, which I'm all for humiliating people in power.
We should humiliate
He's lucky.
racists.
Like people like him are lucky we don't tar and feather people anymore.
We should be making Nazis afraid to walk the streets.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't be emboldening them. Mm-hmm. And the people emboldening them, we can't really do a whole lot about that right now personally, but what we can do is counteract it by making them fear for their safety. There's a new app that just got launched recently that is essentially Yelp for MAGA hats. And it's fellow MAGA users and hat wearers can share their experiences in restaurants where they feel safe to eat. Let's fucking download that app and go to all those restaurants and make them uncomfortable. Because Nazism, we have had a war about. Mm-hmm. We have already dealt with this. It's amazing that Nazi is still a thing we have to deal with. The fact that white supremacy is a thing that they feel okay being, that means we failed as a society to hold them accountable. Mm-hmm. We need to be out there making them uncomfortable to walk outside. We need to let them know it's not okay to be racist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe not threaten violence, However, make them uncomfortable. I'm fine with that.
Confuse, don't abuse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm not inciting violence.
Yeah, no violence. Don't
come knocking on my door, FBI.
Don't ever hurt anybody. There is never a need for it.
You can make them uncomfortable.
But you can absolutely tell them.
You can tell them off in public.
Yell at them. Scream at them. Let them know
also,
that their racism isn't okay here.
Like a lot of the...
I will say, though, I just kind of want to go to those restaurants because, racists do know some food.
No, I will say...
That's the thing
I
don't
KKK
understand.
KKK has some great culinary
That's what I don't
skill.
get. I don't get it. Because we've seen a lot of the Trump administration people, get chased out of restaurants every single time it's a Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, why are y'all hanging out at Mexican restaurants?
You don't want them to come over here, then why the hell are you eating at their Mexican restaurant?
I feel like that's part of a whole larger thing that I've had an issue with for a long time that ties into the minimum wage issue.
Don't they realize if they keep all the immigrants out, they're gonna have really shitty Mexican food?
White people don't do Mexican food well.
We don't spice
You ever
our
been
foods.
to Chipotle? You ever been to Chipotle?
Oh my God! If you haven't seen it, you should watch Kyle Kinane's the stand-ups. This ties into what we're talking about because he does a 10-minute section on how he would make a terrible Klan member because mostly I'm a sloppy eater.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ketchup on the robes.
Goes through the whole
man.
thing. I think one of my favorite lines in it is they were like, "Where everything's going to be white, it's just all white all the time, white. Like even the food, yeah, just white." And he was like, "Dude, there's going to be so many sun chips."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that and mashed potatoes.
Yeah. I heard
Because
white
you're
food and I
already-
was like bread,
you're
mashed
already-
potatoes, and water.
Because you're already
Milk.
dressed as a napkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's you
Yeah,
got
it's
it built
nothing,
in.
You eat nothing that can stain your clothes, I guess. I don't know.
Oh,
That's probably why they're so mad. They got no
Serious-
flavor for their food.
Seriously though, after this, I'll show it to you because it's not that long. 'Cause especially he does a part about the KKK kitchen.
Yeah.
The KKK.
Jesus.
So there's this idea, especially prominent when talking about the $15 minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
One, people seem to understand that in America our pay system is a tiered system. So if I make $15 an hour doing a minimum wage job, then yes, by definition, all of the other wages will also go up. That's how our economy is built to work.
Yep.
The idea that if I make minimum wage now and then suddenly they bump it to 15, everyone else will stay the same, and the electrician who's currently making 15 will just stay at 15.
Yeah, I don't understand why people
The
think
hell
that.
kind of thought process is that, you moron? Have you never worked a job before?
Like, I genuinely don't get it.
So you
Or
have that base
It'll
mindset.
just go to automation.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I mean-
We will learn. McDonald's, instead of
But I mean,
upping their
here's the thing.
employees, they just started adding self-checkout.
But here's the thing with that. People are going to get fed up with that eventually. They're
Yeah.
going to want human contact.
Exactly.
And guess what? They're going to start losing money until they bring people
And
back.
that-
and
and
then
that
they're going to
free-
realize...
And the free capitalist market, which we are forced to work within, regardless of how anyone
Yeah.
feels about that,
Basically, they're going to...
you have to operate within the parameters you're given.
Yeah.
That's
Because-
the free market. If you start automating to cut cost, and then people stop buying your product, so you either have to bring people back or close, sorry, you failed capitalism.
Mhm.
You lost monopoly.
Yep. Essentially.
That's the whole point of the board game Monopoly, is to teach children how to operate within a capitalist market.
No, it's not.
That's why it was designed.
No, it's not.
It was a retail capitalist market.
No, it was designed to tell you the opposite.
It was designed to tell you that capitalism will fail.
Yeah.
It was not
really
designed
was.
for the
Really?
point
Yeah.
you're making. Yes.
Yeah,
Really?
It's the
You would
opposite.
love this for a whole
Okay,
different
hang on.
reason.
Let's talk about this,
Actually,
because
the
I
opposite.
was taught in school by my American
No, they
history
were
teacher.
They were wrong. I
Really?
promise you, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
They-
talk about this.
That's that Southern education.
Yeah, there we go. Public
That's
school
the
system.
same reason why people we talk about like this is my land, this is your land. I'm like, no, this is the opposite point of what you're
Yeah,
trying
that whole
to make.
song
that
is-
song is
Yeah.
a communist manifesto, and you're coming at it from a white wing perspective.
Yeah.
It's not the right argument you want to
Okay.
make here. So,
Interesting.
Yeah.
no. It was designed. It was designed to basically like show that like you're gonna end up spending money, or like that one person's going to win and you will go broke, and so it's designed to say that like there's only going to be like one particular.
There will only
winner.
ever be a one
Yes.
percenter.
Yes.
Which, okay, that only kind of strengthens my whole point then. The larger point, not the Monopoly point.
Yeah.
Neat. I learned something. Cool. But now Monopoly works more in my favor than it did beforehand.
But
So-
also, it's a board game.
Right, right. So it's only ever loosely connected anyway.
That's like saying that the fucking the fucking movie Speed like proved an argument against like speeding laws.
It doesn't?
Jesus Christ. Well, I think that Speed disproved speed limits. Oh, fuck off, you asshole.
Well, I think the existence of George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead 1964 just proves that medical science ain't developed yet.
Oh, God. No, okay, so I was... I know we're recording this, but I still like to have it. I had an idea for a joke where my brother, because this actually happened, a family member told me before I went to Atlanta that I should get a concealed carry permit. And I really wanted to respond with being told like I should get a concealed carry permit to go to Atlanta, being like, you know, The Walking Dead isn't real, right? Those aren't real zombies.
Right.
Hell, those aren't even real actors. Those are just extras.
Yeah.
I love
It's
it.
only filmed there. It's not just shot there. Well, there is shooting, but
There is shooting. But not
Not towards zombies, though.
right.
no. When I was there was a guy who that weekend. He had a gun and he was on one of the streets outside Georgia Tech because it was a suicidal Georgia Tech student, and I think he killed himself.
Yeah, I
Because
remember reading about
there
that.
were a bunch of cops. Like we were 2 streets over from that. Like just coming back from Music Midtown. And
No,
waiting on an
I
Uber.
think I read a couple articles about it. Is that the guy who was like parading the gun around?
so.
Was like out in front of bars
I think so.
screaming and
yeah,
stuff?
I think he did get shot by
Did
the
he?
cops, but I'm pretty sure he didn't live.
Suicide by police is probably the hardest form of suicide to hear about for me. It's because that I empathize with so hard. If I was going to kill myself, I don't think I could actually turn. I've tried I've tried to kill myself numerous times in my life. I am no longer actively suicidal. Listeners, please do not call mental health facilities on me. I'm fine. But in my youth, I did try. And I tried a couple of different methods. But they were all very passive methods. They were take something and then try and go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think I could ever just turn a gun on myself. I think if I was going to want to be killed for suicide, I would want to do a suicide by police.
That's why I
Go
know
ahead and shoot me because
For-
I can't shoot myself.
For a long time when I was a kid, if I ever thought about it, it was just like, oh, there's going to be so much of a mess. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah, no,
want
that's
anybody to have to
Someone's
clean
gonna
that
have
up.
to clean that up.
Also-
yeah. And the cops don't clean it up.
No,
so,
the cops
like,
don't. I didn't know that until recently.
Either your
that they
family
just-
would have
they-
to clean it up,
no,
or like they'd
if-
have to hire someone to clean it up.
It's very expensive, or you have to clean it up yourself.
Mhm.
Also, the cops can't leave until the body's taken away
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
So, like, just think about that before you kill yourself. Do you want your parents to like have to just sit there with cops for like 4 hours while you wait for an EMT to come take your body away?
It's cute that you think it'd only take 4 hours.
No, I mean, or longer.
It could.
Don't you fucking talk down to me, you piece
Well,
of
no,
shit.
there are times where like they can't move a body from a suicide scene for days because
Yeah.
they're trying to figure out how the person did it. Because like the gun's across the room, the blood splatters in a separate room, and the body's in the basement. Like, how did he kill himself in 3 different rooms? But he did.
Mhm.
So you have like 4 days of crime scene investigation now. Do you really want your whole family to have to go through that? So I'm with you. That was always one that I'd rather them just find me not waking up.
Oh, do you remember Trey Gallion?
Yeah.
He has a joke about this woman who went to jail for killing, I think, 2 husbands here in Knoxville, and I can't remember the woman's
Damn.
name. But he said that his dad knew her and like had gone out with her like when they
Whoa.
were younger. Yeah, but he talked about one of the guys was like, yeah, he died in his sleep. Apparently, he shot himself like in his sleep.
Jesus.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you just
And he
roll
was,
over.
apparently,
and-
he shot himself the first time and then hit the headboard the next 3 times. Like, clearly, it wasn't his suicide. I'm not doing the joke justice, but
Right,
holy
but-
shit. When he told that, I was crying. Like, couldn't breathe, doubled over, crying.
So
We've had a pretty heavy episode today.
yeah, guys, how'd you like this comedy podcast? Comedy/pretty nerdy podcast. You know,
Yeah.
hope we lifted your spirits up so far.
Come back for episode 3 where we'll actually be funny. Thanks for listening. We will be back after a word from our sponsors.
And then, hi, I'm Ambrose Johnson, owner of the String Cheese Emporium. But unfortunately, due to a heat wave, the string cheese has all melted. So now, I'm Ambrose Johnson, owner of the Melted Cheese Emporium. Now you may be saying to yourself, now Ambrose, what good is melted cheese? What can I even do with that? Well, I'll tell you right now, buddy. All the good stuff you can do. You can top it on your nachos. You can top it on your French fries. You can let it drip off the French fries or the nachos onto your dog. You can lick that cheese off. I've done it several times. It's a little fuzzy, you know. It just is what it is, but it's still nacho cheese and it's still good. Now, you might also be saying, Ambrose, how am I going to hold all this cheese? And I'll say to you, good news! I'm selling buckets for your cheese. You can put the cheese into a bucket. It's labeled Ambrose Johnson's Melted Cheese Emporium Bucket. So come on down to the Ambrose Johnson Melted Cheese Emporium and get your bucket today!
Hi, everybody. Are you tired of your dick hitting the water every time you sit down to pee? Cause I know I am. I'm sure tired of it when my dick goes plunk. But I come to you today with a great new idea to save your dick from hitting the water. It's called the Dick Cup. You just put it under your dick and then you go to the bathroom and voila, no more splashing dicks in waters. It's great. You just dick and go. Buy the Dick Cup today.
This is fucked up fan fiction. Today we're having Will read.
Today's selection is called Sexy Bath Time. It's by the writer Taffy Appy Yap. Ha! Baths. They're so relaxing, sitting in hot, bubbly water in a nice steamed bathroom while looking at the bright, starry night out the window. It's totally peaceful for a tired trainer like me. Running around all day battling trainers and crossing through 86 million weedles in the 15-year-long forests? Man, it's tiring. So tiring, I sink my head lower in the water. Step, step. I hear footsteps of someone entering the bathroom. It's probably Mom telling me to get out or something. I turn my head. Before you say it, I'm... However, the person at the door wasn't my mom, nor was it an actual person. It was a Pokemon. He's a tall blue water type with a shell, helmet, with these swords and an awesome mustache. Oh, it's you, Samurott. Thought you were Mom. He stands there and kicks his foot shyly as if he wants something. I have a pretty good guess with what that is. You want to join me? He looks right at me before smiling and nodding his head. Samurott! He runs and jumps in the water, almost slipping down on the way. He made a giant... Yeah. Sorry, Jared just showed me a picture of Samurott, but I already know what it looks like because I like Pokemon. Google it if you want to know what he looks like and you don't know. But anyway, he made a giant splash too, making me laugh a lot. Geez, Samurott. Samu. He nuzzled my face, making me laugh even more. Ha 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 ha. It's funny how my Samurott can act so serious around other people, or anywhere else, and can be this silly acting when just around me. I continue splatting soap on my little towel and continue scrubbing myself. Ah, isn't baths just relaxing, Samurott? He nodded while he was playing with the bubbles. Samurott! Whoa! The sudden touch on my back makes me jump, which somewhat hurts because of my huge chest.
Oh my god.
I take a breath. Oh, man, Samurott, you scared me there. What is it? Samurott! He took the towel from me and started scrubbing my back. Oh, you want to wash my back? Be my guest. Sure saves me the trouble of doing it myself, that's for sure. So I just sit there as Samurott continues to scrub my back and arms. For a Pokemon, he sure is an excellent scrubber. Thanks for that, Samu. Now let me do you. Wow, that sounded wrong, but never mind. I get up, turn around, only to trip on my own foot and fall right down in the tub. Fuck. I found myself on top of Samurott, our lips connecting. I immediately tried to pull off, oh god, only to find myself locked in place. Samurott must have wrapped his arms, Jesus Christ, I'm so shaken. Samurott must have wrapped his legs around me. The kiss of our deepens as a shade of red strikes against my face. I feel his warm, wet tongue go in my mouth, and I try to fight back with mine. Ha ha. I began moaning inside his mouth and can feel my... Read
it.
I'm gonna puke.
Read it.
I can feel my nipples hardening against his chest. Ha! Finally, he lets me go, and we break out the kiss.
Whoa.
A trail of drool skims down to my breasts, and both of our faces are red. I feel something solid press against a certain place of mine.
Read it.
It couldn't have been. He got a boner? I was also getting a bit excited down there and couldn't possibly stop. Now,
Read it.
he began to pull my nipple with his claw while he placed his tongue on the other one. Ah! I'm assuming that's what it sounded like. I moaned out. Oh, probably not then.
Hang on.
It's probably,
You're so bad at doing moans.
I moaned out. I didn't realize it was moan until I read the moan. He roughly played with it as he sucked hardly at one of them, making me groan in slight pain. Be a little bit more gentler. I wrapped my arms around his neck as I started moving my body. It hurted a bit, but still felt so good. I turned my head to see that he was fully erect. Just looking at his size excited me. Samurott. I wrapped my hand around...
Read it. Do it.
Oh, jeez.
Get there.
I wrapped
Get
my
there.
hand around his member, making him release my
called
breast
it a
from his
member.
mouth. Samu. I began to move my hand. I silently sit there blushing as I continue to gently stroke his wet and pulsing member. Samurott. He continuously groaned out his name as he started to grow up my ass, me flinching at times from his pointy claws. I increased the speed in my hand as he pulled out one of his swords, quote-unquote swords, from his body plates. Huh? Turning it sideways, he slapped it against my butt, making me scream out. Gah! That stings! He kept doing it, and I shrieked every time, my butt getting red marks on it. It stung, especially being in the water, but in a good way. Please don't spank me so hard. Samu. He discarded his sword and crouched his claw down to my spot and started stroking me. Samurott! A shot of cum squirts out from Samurott, covering my backside of me. Samurott! He stops what he's doing and rests down against the tub's rim, panting from the climax. Do you want to keep going? Samurott, he nodded,
God.
and positioned me right on top of his cock. I slowly lower myself on to enter his dick inside of me. He grabs at my hips and starts to move my body along to the movement of his thrusting.
Oh my God.
I cover
Oh my
my
God.
mouth so I won't scream too loud as my mom is here in the house. Mono dear! Oh, shit. Speaking of the devil, I hear my mom coming to the bathroom right now. God knows what would happen if she caught me in a situation like this. Eek! Sorry, Samurott. Samurott! I turn us around and
my
slam
God.
him down underwater while I'm still inside of him. My mom slides open the bathroom door while waving away some steam. Dearie, how long are you going to be in here? Being in the water too long is not good for your skin. I sat there as still as I could. Yeah, I know. I could feel Samurott moving me again. Most certainly not good. I try my best not to moan out in pleasure as my mom raises an eyebrow at me.
What? No.
Honey, are you okay? Your red is as red as a berry. Are you getting sick? No, not at all. Okay then, if you say so. Be out of here in 10 minutes though. Oh, okay. She closes the door. Man, that was too close. Samurott, you can lift your head up now. Or lift yourself up now. Samurott, I repeatedly pound on his chest. Oh, you know how hard it was to keep my moans in like that? He chuckles at me while groping my breasts.
Oh my God.
Samurott. Ha! While suddenly grabbing me really hard, he came inside of me. I threw my head back as he pumped his hot semen inside of me.
Oh, okay.
Huh? He turned me around, and before I knew it, he rammed his dick inside my ass.
Whoa.
I gritted my teeth as he roughly pumped into me, the water splashing on my body every time. He brought his head down to the nipple and flicked his tongue on it while groping my other boob.
Okay.
I clenched onto his leg while he sucked hardly on my nipple, making me yelp out, "Oh, please, gentle." Even so, it felt so good. Samurott, keep sucking on my nipple. Keep doing it.
Oh my God.
He pulled on it hard, and I shrieked, "Oh!" I lactated, and he drank down all the milk inside, still squeezing my other boob. How much longer does this go? Okay, it's not that long. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You still have 3 paragraphs?
Yeah, he brought my head to his, and we were wrapped in a kiss again. This time, I coped as we wrapped our tongues against each other. That doesn't make sense, but none of this does. Jesus.
None of it's...
Who thinks of this shit?
I don't know.
Why would you... Especially
Finish
Samurai.
it.
At least make it like Jinx or something. Looks almost human.
Finish.
Jesus Christ. While we do it, I see Samurai pull out his sword thing again. He turns it to the side again, but this time he slaps it against my breast, making me screech in the kiss. He continuously slaps my breast with the sword, and I enjoy every minute of it, not once hating this undeniable pleasure.
Oh my God.
We break out of the kiss, and I let my moans out again. Your sword. It feels so good. Keep slapping it against my chest. Samurott. He happily obliges and keeps spanking my tits with the sword. Me moaning out, keep spanking my tits with the sword.
Yep.
That's words I did not expect to say.
Yeah,
today.
I've never.
Yep.
Okay. Me emoting out of pleasure every time. I start to move my hips on my one
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
as he brings his claws down to my pussy and inserts his claws inside. Oh, your claws are inside me. He clammed gnarly on my inside walls with his pointy claws, making me groan with slight pain while still feeling good. Samurott! Samurott! He begins to groan too, guessing that he has to come. Do you have to come, Samurott? His speed of groping my insides increases as he nods slowly. Samurott. I'm almost at the verge myself as he fingers me deeply, and then come inside. Fill me with your hot semen again. Samurott. Simultaneously, we both came. Cum leaked on his claws as he dripped from my asshole. Samurott. We both tilted back and he landed his head on the tub rim while I laid on his chest. Oh, Samurott, that felt so good. I stroked his cheek gently while he softly groped me. Samurott. Mono. Eek!
Oh my god.
Me and Samurott jumped up. Get out the damn tub. Wah-ha-ha. Yes, mommy.
Oh my god.
And like that, I hauled ass. Samurott followed right behind me. Let's agree to do things like that in places other than the tub, shall we, Samurott?
Now read the
And, I actually enjoyed writing that story. And I wonder if you would bathe with your Pokemon too. Why don't you tell me in a review? And see you next time! So again, that was disgusting and I almost puked every fucking line.
That was amazing.
That was Sexy Bath Time, written by Taffy Yappy Yap, who, they need to see a psychologist.
Oh my god.
I really
Wow.
came close to throwing up several times.
Because
Just-
it was so much better written than the fucking X-23 story.
Oh my god.
That's what
It
made
was-
it so horrible.
I need to take a bath, but not with Pokemon.
Yeah, never with
I feel
Pokemon.
so unclean right now.
And that was fucked up fanfic.
All right, everybody, it's time to say goodbye. But before that, it is our toast of the day. So today we have a man from Detroit, and he managed to throw his shoe with a gun in it at a cockroach. When he threw it at the cockroach and it hit the wall,
Yeah.
the gun obviously discharged, and then it shot him in the foot.
I'm wondering why the gun was in the shoe.
Well, you see, he apparently is in a wheelchair, which that's convenient if you get shot in the foot.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, I
you
guess
don't fall to the ground.
you
at
already
least.
don't need that foot.
Yeah, but maybe he can't feel his foot. I don't know.
So he
So he
was
just kept his.
like, hey, I know this is a problem, but I can't feel it. So like, someone should do something, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. I really have no clue.
Kudos to that guy. That's
But-
some sort of trick shot bullshit.
But
That's-
I'm just surprised this isn't in Florida. To
Yeah,
be quite
this-
honest with you, this sounds like a Florida man story, but
Detroit.
Detroit.
Wow.
Yeah. So, all right, you guys ready?
All right, toast of the day.
Toast of the day to Detroit man.
All right, so I have a toast.
No, one per episode. We're not doing last week again. See you later, everybody.